Okay, fine. Okay. Now, for ORM, what sort of work have you done?
ORM side.
Hmm.
So just CUD operation I did.
Can you explain what is CUD operation?
Come again?
Can you explain me what is the CUD operation?
Yeah, CUD operation means inserting the record in the table, updating the data, deleting the data, and retrieving the records from the table.
Okay, so how do you what is an ORM basically? What does
ORM
ORM
means
do?
object relational mapping. It means that suppose from JDBC you want to interact through JDBC. If you want to store the data in the database, then what we have to do in JDBC, suppose you have object, okay, and that object you want to store in the database. So that object you have to convert into SQL query. You have to write the code for that. And next you are getting the record from the database. So you are getting result set object. That result set object you have to convert into object, because finally we are going to use object. Means you have to map your object into SQL query, and result set again you have to map into object. So that code we are writing ourselves. But in ORM they have given facility. You can save directly object and you can get directly object. This is the main funda. Means we are mapping our class to the table and variable to the column directly.
Okay, so this mapping business, have you hand coded the code to map it, or have you used any tool to generate the object? How have you done it?
No, we have written almost hand coded only. We use annotation. In first project I use XML approach, Hibernate Core. In last 3 projects I use annotation only. We have hard coded that annotations.
Okay. So now let's say let's use a simple example. Now let's say I want to do some sort of a social network. Okay. So let's say I have a list of people, and then people have relationships, right?
Okay.
That means I can be friend with many other people.
Yeah.
Now this sort of a thing, how will it map to a class? How will it look?
Okay. You give some class example, then I can tell you the what annotation we have to use.
Okay. So let's say I have a class called a member. Okay.
Okay.
Member will have name, age, and all of that, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So that can go in one table. Then in another table it will have so that's the member ID and friend ID. For example, my ID is 2, your ID is 10. It will be written 2,10. Okay. And then suppose, let's say I am friends with someone else, right? Whose ID is 11, then it will be 2,11, like that. So now this sort of a thing, how will you kind of map this to a class?
Okay, so it is kind of association mapping.
Yes.
Yeah, so association mapping, there will be 3 type of association mapping. Is the one-to-one, one-to-many, many-to-many.
Yes.
So as per the requirement, you have to use the annotation. Suppose one-to-one is there, simple annotation they have given @1to1. In that 2 table will be created, and first table primary key will be the foreign key in the second table.
Yes.
Okay. If you have one-to-many relationship, there also one table will be created. In this second table, primary key will be the.
So when you say a table will be created, so who will create the table?
You can ask Hibernate also to create the table, or if you want, you can manually create that table. Generally, we will create a table by asking the Hibernate system. There you have to specify one attribute. HBM2 DDL.auto. In that you can use create or update option. First time we have to use create, next time onwards it will be update.
Okay. So now coming to the other side, now let's say when you're consuming a web service, then what sort of framework have you used?
You have to use a API. They have given SunJetsi API. You have to create client configuration object, and then you have to create client config equal to new default client config. Then using that CFG, create the client object. Client C equal to client dot create client and pass the configuration object. Then you have to create web resource object. Web resource res equal to client dot resource. In that you pass the URL that contains the complete your like localhost. If it is domain, that domain. Then context root path and that logical name, and whatever. One servlet container is there in web services, so their URL pattern will be there. So all you need to specify, and then lastly you have to call get or post depending on the requirement. Get you can call, post you can call, put you can call, delete you can call, and what type
So
of
all of
return
this.
type you want. As per that, you have to pass that default object. If you want a string type, so a string dot class you pass, it will return a string object. If you want customer dot class you pass in get, it will return customer object.
Okay. So have you done any multi-thread programming in Java?
Yeah, multi-threading program I did in last project only.
Can you give me an example what were you doing there? Why was it
Yeah,
multi-thread?
so I told that when we are sending the request, suppose as a customer I called that from my number some amount is getting deducted automatically. So just I want to know what is the problem. So that customer care will see my information in the database, and then they will tell that maybe you have activated these many services, because of that your money is getting deducted. So we will ask that I want to deactivate all the service. So as a customer we called only one time, so there will be one request will be generated. But related to one request there are multiple sub requests. So to process all the sub requests at the same time, we have used NBA sub request batch job. In that we have used multi-threading. Multiple threads we created by using thread pool concept, and one request, like one sub request we have given to all the threads.
Okay. So now, so with multi-threading, what is the problem? What are the typical problems that you face? One faces when writing multi-thread code.
Yeah, in multi-threading, what type of problem I am facing?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't think I face any problem. Generally, what will happen when we are using synchronization, then it will be much expensive. So we have to use synchronization if it is really required, or we can go for latest API like Java concurrency package they have added in JDK 1.5. So generally, my seniors asked to go for that new package only. Don't use the existing synchronization. Like if you are using synchronized the keyword, then entire method will be locked. So it will impact the application performance. So new API that they have added, like lock they have added, semaphore they have uses, they have added, and cyclic barrier is there, countdown latch is there, concurrent hash map is there. So these are the new API they have told to use, because it will improve the concurrency in multi-threading.
Okay, in what way? In what way will it improve?
Because
and why will it improve?
See, if you take simple example of hash map, okay, so hash map multiple thread can access that object, hash map object, okay. But if you don't want to allow that multiple threads should not access hash map object, we have to synchronize that. They have given collections.synchronize map pass hash map object. So if we are synchronizing hash map object, entire hash map object will be locked. Okay, all thread has to wait. So they have given one concurrent hash map. In concurrent hash map, what they did, they divided that hash map object into 16 parts. That is the default division they are using internally. Now, what will happen? Only critical section will be logged. In place of logging the entire hash map object, they are logging only critical sections. So here we are improving the concurrency.
So you have already quit your current organization? Okay. So what are you looking for? What do you want to do from your career going for, let's say, next 2 years?
Yeah. So
what are you expecting?
So till now I worked in this organization as a software engineer only. So they are giving the requirement and that I am developing. They are giving a use case and all the pseudo code, and I am developing and giving. Till now I didn't participate in code review like my senior are participating. I didn't participate in any requirement gathering. I didn't interact with even client also, and I didn't participate in analysis page. So those things also I am eager to learn. Apart from development, I want to learn those things also. So I should start from the scratch level. I should get the chance, so I can explore my expertise in that area also, apart from core development. So that I am looking for. Actually, I joined in this HT Soft Solution as a fresher. 4 years I worked. So just I am looking for some good company where I can explore my knowledge. I can work with the new domain. So that is my.
Can you do it independently? Can you do your work independently? Let's say if you are, a single developer, okay, and you're developing, you'll be directly interacting with the client.
Yeah.
Will you be able to manage it on your own without any help?
Yeah, somebody will help, then I can manage. Till now I didn't get the chance.
Okay, but you're ready for that challenge?
Yeah, I'm ready for that challenge.
Okay. Nice speaking to you. So what
Yeah.
we'll do is we have a prospective US client, and so and they're doing some very heavy work
Okay,
in terms of